Welcome to Law and the Family, presented by the Cegelski Law Firm. And now, Terry Stevenson and attorney Ralph Cegelski.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Ralph.
Hey, how you doing, Terry?
I can't complain, man. Hey, do you know why oceans never go out of style?
Oh, why?
Well, they're always current.
Oh, yeah. You do.
There's a little humor for you on this
Electricity is
day
the same
today.
way.
Hey, I had a question.
Sure.
And I just lost it. It's going to come back to me.
That's okay. I got
Gotcha. I got it now.
Okay.
It's regarding lawsuits, because we were talking about that last week and so on and so forth. Can you sue over anything? For example, that coffee was too hot.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
Spilled on me.
yeah.
The
old
that
McDonald's
restaurant
case.
made me fat.
Yeah, good luck on that.
Because it feels like you've heard those stories in the news throughout the years which is why there's warning labels on caution.
Yeah, I
Hot
know.
coffee is hot.
Yeah, I know, idiots. The thing there, I mean, I know quite a bit about the McDonald's case. I read a book on it and everything back in the 1990s. But happened with the hot coffee case, I think it was an older woman spilled and got some serious burns. But the thing with the hot coffee case was that particular McDonald's was not following the guidelines from McDonald's corporate.
Such as
You only boil it at a certain temperature,
yeah.
and they were like 20 degrees above that. Okay. So they were not following their own guidelines. So that was the hook of the plaintiff to get into that particular thing.
So it wasn't just, oh my gosh, this
just not normal hot coffee
was hot.
No, it was normal hot coffee.
It was extremely hot.
Right. Now, the person who gets fat by being at a restaurant, if, for example, that restaurant says this is a 500-calorie sandwich and it's a 1,000-calorie sandwich, yeah, then it's a false advertising thing at that point, okay, that they were not being honest. So you're suing essentially over fraud at that point, not so much, the other stuff that, just, oh, gee, I ate too much and now I got fat. No, it's basically because there's something that they did wrong. You have to show that the other side did something wrong, not just whatever. Now, you asked an interesting question. Can anybody sue for anything? Yeah, you can sue. Doesn't mean you're going to win.
Sure.
Doesn't mean to be successful. I've had lawsuits that people said, I want to sue for the principle of the thing. And I say, fine. I usually quote them a very high retainer at that point because I know they won't want to pay down the line when things ultimately go sour. And I'm telling them up front, things are probably not going to go well here. If I don't get the money up front, I don't do it.
So can you only sue based upon if there was a financial damage? Like, for example, you offended me, Ralph.
Yeah, good luck on that.
But, I mean, is there legalities behind that?
We are living in a society where people are easily offended.
Yes, that's where I was going with this.
Crazy. The part of it, my theory on that is, I grew up in a big family. I was the youngest of 6 kids. I got insulted, punched, beat up, kicked, and I did my own insulting, punching and kicking on my own. To my brothers and sisters constantly, that's the way it was. We toughened up. We could deal with it, okay? I think people in smaller families are just so easily offended, and they're throwing the word abuse around. And then, of course, they have PTSD. Okay, where's your trauma, okay? Post-traumatic stress disorder. You got real trauma? Let's find out what that was. And usually you find out they don't have any worse trauma than any of the rest of us, okay? So that is kind of a boiling point that I hit, is that people are just so easily offended. Just toughen up. If you can't handle, a bit of an insult, then you go into therapy or something, I guess. But just toughen up. You're going to get insulted. And, when I was growing up, too, half the men I knew, for example, they'd been in the military. You talk about getting insulted with a man in your face screaming at you, and going off to war, getting shot at, for example. Okay, those people, they got trauma. They got things to be concerned about. But just because somebody insults you in some way, you get that's life. Deal with it. You got to roll with it. And it's just so many people want to sue over that stuff. And I got to tell you this, too. Social media almost every week I'm getting somebody calling, somebody some bad junk about me on Facebook or whatever. Oh, well, deal with it. Respond. Be smarter. Okay? I'm not going to bring on a case like that, and so that's part of the problem that goes on. Now, also, however, you did bring up the issue of, can you sue over anything? As a lawyer, I have to watch out. I can't bring or pursue a frivolous case. I could get in trouble for that.
Explain that quickly.
Frivolous means a completely baseless, stupid case, and I know it. I can't continue to either, once I find out it's stupid and baseless, I can't continue to push it. I also cannot bring one in the first place. Not only could I be subject to paying for the actual lawyer fees for the other side, and I'm saying me, personally, the lawyer could be responsible as well as my client, of course, but I could also get my law license in jeopardy. So, and I'm not doing that. I've had it for 30 years. I want to hold on to it. So
for another 30 years, right?
Well, we'll see.
Ralph, how do listeners connect with you if they need a lawyer?
682-9990 is a phone number. Again, that's 682-9990. We're at 713 Washington Street in downtown Manitowoc. And as always, ralphlawyer.com.
Tune in next Tuesday morning at 11:15 for Law in the Family, presented by the Sigelski Law Firm. To download a copy of today's program, visit ralphlawyer.com. If you have questions or a topic you'd like to address on future programs, call 682-9990. Law in the Family on 1240 WOMT.